Alright, in this tutorial we're going to be talking about how to link to external files while using ActionScript. We're going to be doing this by using the navigate to URL method, and some of the things you can accomplish are like to link to MP3 files, or link to view PDFs, or download zip archives, opening up external HTML files, or even to send emails. The list goes on and on. So before we begin, I want to let you know there's the tutorial assets at the top of the page that you can download to help you go along with this video. Alright, so if you have the tutorial, or if you have the assets opened up, you will have a main action script, which should look similar to the one I have on the screen here, and then the navigate to URL flash file, which contains the button. Before we begin, I have this example here. This is going to show us what we're going to be covering. So we have this Google button. When I click on it, it will open up the Google web page. Pretty simple. Alright, let's go ahead and jump on in. Before we go too far with the code, I want to go ahead and import the built-in classes that the navigate to URL method requires for it to actually function. If we don't do this, later on we'll get messages, and let's just get it out of the way. So the first one is import flash.net .navigate to URL. The second one is import flash.net URL request. Okay, those are in there, great. Now I'll explain how the navigate to URL works. It actually is built inside of a function. So we create our private function and then we link it to our button by using the add event listener click method. So let's go ahead and create our function first. I'm going to go down here in the private function. Now for these I recommend using a descriptor that describes where you're linking to. So this one's going to be to Google, so I'm going to name it navigate Google. Oh, spelled that wrong. Navigate Google, which is a mouse event, and they don't return a value, so let's go ahead and void. Okay, this next line is creating the actual variable that holds the link that we want to go to, and we'll do that by typing var. I'm going to call it desired URL, which is a URL request, like we typed up at the top for the import URL requests, and equals new URL requests. Okay, the second line is the actual action to navigate to the URL. So this one's going to be called navigate to URL. Notice the casing on here. It's very specific and it won't work if it's off. So navigate to URL, which is desired URL, is spaded up here, URL, and then we're going to do comma, and this next space is what determines how the browser window reacts when you click on it. You can either have the link open up in the same browser window that you're currently in, or you can have it open up to a new window. So if you went and didn't type in anything in that next space, then it would open up in the same browser window. But for this example, we're going to go ahead and put a comma here and quotes blank, which is going to open up a blank window. Okay, go ahead and save your file. Now we have our nice function set up, and now we need to add the event listener to our button. So when we click it, it reacts to the function. So let's type in button.add an event listener. It's a mouse event. Click and navigate Google. Now see, this is the main reason why I like calling it navigate Google, because if you have more than one button on your display or within your code, you would have to create more functions that lead to other websites. So now that we have navigate Google up here, we can go back down into our function, and we're going to type in the Google website within the URL request argument. So let's go ahead and type quotes http google.com, and that's it. Let's go ahead and hit save and run our movie, and there you have it. You have a nice little button here that points right to Google. Alright, and that concludes this video. Thank you very much.